Hey guys, this is Merlini and MerliniDota. I'm here to bring you Merlini's Mailbag episode 24, and the topic of this one is Wombo Combo! So, this week's question is from a guy named Fen. Hey Merlini, for your next mailbag, I would love to hear about countering a Wombo Combo. Just finished a Captain's Mode game of DS, Enigma, Gyro, Skywrath, and Mag. We tried to counter with Naga, Outworld Devourer, Kunkka, Disruptor, and Venge, but it didn't really work out for us. What are your thoughts? Just be better at initiating slash positioning slash counter initiating? Cheers, Fen. So thanks, Fen, for the question. It's a pretty good one, and oftentimes we see Wombo combos, and I actually just casted one yesterday, which is one of the reasons why I chose to do this video. So what is a Wombo combo? For those of you that don't know, you may hear Toby screaming it, you may hear ASC and I talking about it, or anyone from Beyond the Summit, and it's a pretty common term. But for those of you that don't know, from Urban Dictionary, here are two definitions quoted from the site. 0 to death ownage in just a few seconds. And secondly, to be utterly destroyed very quickly. Not just destroyed, utterly destroyed. And the term actually comes from a YouTube video. Here is a link below where some Super Smash Brothers action is going on, and these two dudes just absolutely obliterate this one guy, and he can't do anything about it. And the third definition from Urban Dictionary is Zoo's painful demise by the hands of Silent Spectre and Tang. I don't actually know too much about the Super Smash Brothers scene, but it sounds like quite a lot of utter ownage. And you can check out the video for yourself if you'd like. So some common hero combinations, it just means just a simple combo. It can be a 2-hero combination, it can be a 5-hero combination, but usually it doesn't require more than 2. And I'll put the 3 on top that can actually alter your positioning. Darkseer can suck you in with Vacuum, Magnus can RP you and bring you into this ball of ownage, and then skewer you back into his team. And Enigma can just put all 5 people into Black Hole, and these two actually go through BKB, so simple BKB will not mitigate your problems. Naga Siren, one of the best setup heroes, if not the best setup hero, with her Song of the Siren, and we saw this at TI2, so it's not a recent thing by any means. TI2 happened, I believe, in August of 2012. Kunkka with Torrent, Boat, and Cleave, just massive damage output. Elder Titan, also pretty good setup if you can hit a few people with Echo Stomp, but Earth Splitter also does a good amount of damage on its own combined with Natural Order. Shadow Fiend with Requiem of Souls, if you're like right on top of Shadow Fiend when he casts, or if he has a Shadow Blade, or if they're all clumped up with Vacuum or RP, then everyone just gets obliterated. And Alchemist, not as much so as these other heroes, but since he was a popular hero and competitive, and if you have like Magnus plus Alchemist, clump them up in a ball, throw your Unstable Concoction with your Acid Spray with a Cleaving Alchemist with Empower, plus many items that will probably be the death of a lot of heroes. So, is there a counter? I'm actually going to play a video where we actually see some action, and making sure my video doesn't actually block, or my camera doesn't block any of the thing. You guys don't need to see the minimap for this. So what happens in this game? This game is a game I actually just casted yesterday, and we see Vici Gaming on the Radiant, Tongfu Gaming on the Dire side, and it's a pretty close game, 6-7. The gold lead, 1500, that's mediocre at best. And so they're trying to push a T2 right now, and good old Nyx Assassin is pushing mid, and good old Clockwork is actually back in base. So we're looking at a 4-on-4, potentially 5-on-4 in favor of Tongfu if we were just TPs back. So watch what happens. They're pushing up the tower right now. Super pops his ultimate, and there's a Wildkin trying to be annoying. And they're kind of forced to do something right now. They throw a couple of spells out on Super, and then the Song of the Siren comes out. Fenrir walks in. FY doesn't even have BKB, but it doesn't matter. These 4 heroes are all together. 2-2, cast a Requiem of Souls, and they all die in a matter of seconds. Hence the Wombo combo. So let's replay that one more time. Just 4 people right here get caught in a black hole, and Weaver TPs, but he pieces out very, very quickly because there's nothing to do here. He actually TP'd and then he time-lapsed back. So that is what a Wombo combo looks like, and that, I mean, that's kind of like Enigma plus Requiem of Souls on Shadow Fiend plus Naga Center. So this is like a 3-hero one, but we've seen 2-hero Wombo combos. You don't actually need Shadow Fiend for that damage. They could have just done a lot of AoE with Elder Dragon form. It didn't really matter. So what exactly happened there? Why were they all caught out? And mostly it just has to do with really bad positioning. They're just 4 heroes just so close together, and they're like the radius right here is like maybe 200 radius, 250, that they're all like next to each other. I can draw a circle and they're just all way too close. A hero needs to be over here. They even have Chen creeps. Dark Troll Summoner can ensnare a BKB Enigma to stop Black Hole, so they actually do have anti-BKB. They can roar from range too. He even has a 4-stab Alchemist. Pretty much everyone can stop it except for the Weaver. Everyone has a range stun, and Weaver's not even at this fight, so well, Chen can't stop it without the help of Troll Creep, but 4 heroes, 4 units can stop this. So Nyx Assassin should probably, he's like really close to tower because he's scared of sentries, but he can still like go like over here. Chen, all his creeps were like over here too. They need to be like, you know, casting Wildkin from the fog over here, maybe over here. Or his netter can be over here too. Just use the fog a little bit, spread out a little bit more. Beastmaster, he's looking for a roar opportunity. He can force F in, but he doesn't want to blow it, but that's way better than getting caught in a 4-man black hole. Alchemist, he has BKB, so he thinks he's safe too, but nope, not with this. So just a temporary lapse in positioning, and really, no counter will overcome bad positioning. If you're clumped up and you have BKB, sheeps, hearts, and all this good stuff, if you get caught in a Wombo combo, you're still most likely going to die. So you just always have to worry about your positioning. They had quite a few low-range heroes. They have Alchemist melee, Beastmaster's melee, Nyx Assassin is melee, Weaver not full range either. So they have 4 heroes with very short range, 3 of them being melee heroes. And when you're a melee hero, you can't just like right-click on people in a team fight and expect to not get destroyed by AoE spells. So as a melee hero, you should always watch your positioning. Like most Nyx Assassins actually play like a ranged hero in competitive, especially if they think the other team has sentries. They'll just cast all their spells from range, and if they get gone on, they'll use Spike Carapace, but rarely will they be in melee range because there's already enough melee as is. Alchemist has to be up in front so he can right click, and it's just a very difficult thing. It's something that will usually just come with experience. But like in spite of Wombo combos, Magnus has almost completely fallen out of competitive. Darkseer isn't as popular either. This is also because the heroes got nerfed, so I know that there's a confounding variable here, but at the same time, he's been dropping off as is, as has Darkseer. People have shifted to less 5v5 team composition, more ganking, split pushing, a little bit of lane control, anti-BKB measures, and all these sort of things. And most importantly, vision. If you don't have sight of the enemy heroes, you're usually just going to be caught out. So, like, even when you're smoking and you don't have vision of them, you should realize that you don't have vision of them and they could just blink on you at any time if your smoke pops. So, you have to have really good vision. You have to have really good positioning. Going back to the example that Fen stated, he actually, I'm going through the lineup right now. They have a Naga on his team. They have OD, Kunkka, Disruptor, and Venge. So Naga should just be completely out of the fight unless they all have BKBs and they blink initiate with blink mag with BKB and RP. You should just be able to sleep. And if he RPs, no one can follow up. Whatever, no harm, no foul. Just reset, split up, and 1 ultimate, 4-on-1 ultimate, and the start of their Wombo combo is gone. OD, if like 2 or 3 heroes get caught, he can Astro one of them. They won't get skewered back. Not a big deal. Or he can just Astro Magnus so he can't skewer them back. Just depends on the situation. Or if you have an Orchid, you can silence people too. Kunkka, he can like try an X Mag and bring him back if he tries to skewer, or he can just immediately cast Boat to give all of his team Kunkka's rum. A Disruptor can just drop his Static Storm immediately so that he can't skewer back and his team can't blink in and follow up. That's pretty big too. Or he can just glimpse them back, so they're forced to reset if the other team doesn't have blink. And Venge can defensively swap. He can also swap Magnus way out so he can't skewer. So all these heroes can do something, but it really does require you to be out of position. If you get caught in the RP, you're dead. So again, no counter to bad positioning. You just have to spread out as much as possible. And yeah, some of these are low range heroes. OD not full range, Venge not full range, Naga and Kunkka being melee heroes. But in general, you just have to split up. And there are some towers that are notoriously hard to defend. This one is fairly difficult to defend because look at the choke. People sometimes don't like defending the T2 towers because the defenders, Tongfu in this case on a Dire, like look at where they have to defend. They have to come up this hill, which is maybe like 800 range, and it's rare that like the defending team has a big disadvantage, and in this case they do. They have to defend up a hill and they have to clump. Usually it's the pushers that have to do that. Like at the T3, you have to push up this hill, and the pushers are at a disadvantage. But at this tower, at this T2 tower too, like the defenders have to come up this hill and come up this really small choke, which is why a lot of the times I just tell my team, hey guys, don't defend this tower, just let it fall. It's not worth it. If they really want to press the issue, then we'll just take a T3. It's not worth losing the game for trying to defend a T2. I mean, the T1 and T2s are down like most of the other lanes too, so it's not that big a deal. It's somewhat important for Roshan control, but they've already lost to other towers, and the lead is still pretty close right now. So like one fight like this could blow the game wide open. So in general, like these T2 towers, like you want to be like up front in defending or like around here. Like you can circle around behind the trees, but just don't all 5-out walk up this hill and just get absolutely obliterated. This T2 is like way further away from the tower. Look at this, how far away this is from the steps as opposed to this one. You have like, you know, I can draw the boxes, but you can generally tell when is a good time to defend and when isn't. And if your team's not prepared, just let it go and just wait for a fight for better positioning. For example, this T3, you can like huddle in like all this area over here, just like all around the tower. You're uphill, they don't have vision of you. You can even hide in the trees. There's so many things you can do. You can smoke behind so they don't have vision. That's actually very creative use of smoke, is using it defensively when you're pushing, especially if you're a hero like Sand King and they've been keeping an eye out on you all game, so you can't epicenter, but you can just smoke, epicenter, and then blink in and just own them. So good positioning, usage of smokes, knowing when to defend and when not to, having vision of the enemy team, having BKBs, having really quick reflexes, all of these can defend against a Wombo Combo. And I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there. It makes like top 10 plays all the time on Dota Cinema and whatnot if you want to see more Wombo Combos. And it's something that's really cool to see and really fun to watch sometimes, and makes Dota really exciting. So thanks, Fen, for the question. I will be back next week for more Merlini's Mailbag. Again, this is an episode that I air every Tuesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. If you have questions for me, please email me at mailbag@merlinidota.com. Thanks guys for watching, and if you like my videos, please subscribe to me at youtube.com/merlinidota. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter for updates and posts. Thanks guys for watching.